Over the course of this series, you've seen our 2023 Dodge Hornet GT transformed from a stock daily driver into a lowered weekend drag toy to now into the world's first Hornet widebody. And while our progress is steadily moving forward, there's still some stuff that needs to take place underneath the Hornet that will ultimately help us reach our goal. But for that to happen, we needed to make one more trip to the SoCal headquarters of Gibson Exhaust. Getting to this point has been a hell of a long road. Alex, our master fabricator and coach builder, has been hammering, literally for days on end, getting the new scratch-built fender flares to fit, while Neil has been running around like a lunatic sourcing parts. But that doesn't mean we're done. In fact, we're not even close. With the flares now mounted and welded into place, the next task was to start on the bodywork. That meant everything from filling in and smoothing out body welds to laying down a coat of body filler over the top of them, which would then be smoothed out to flow with the Hornet's existing body lines. It would take hours upon hours of sanding to make sure our new body components would blend seamlessly into the original bodywork. After that was complete, it was then time to head off to the exhaust shop where our completely new and one-off center exhaust system would be fabricated and mounted into place. For over 30 years, Gibson Performance Exhaust Systems has been manufacturing some of the best systems on the market, be it for your car, truck, or race applications for both on and or off-road. That's why when the time came, we headed over to their SoCal headquarters where we met up with Will, who happened to be one of the nicest and happiest guys we have ever come across.
So we are here at Gibson Performance Exhaust. Looking forward to hooking up our Hornet.
Oh yeah.
Seeing you do your magic.
Yep, I mean, I can't wait. I got to throw it up in the air and see what we're dealing with here, but I'm really excited.
What are your thoughts on what you can do for us for our Hornet?
Design-wise, I know we're going to go with a center exit in the back and dual tip. Since this is an inline 4 motor,
yes, sir.
I've got a tubing size in mind. I'm not going to solidate on it.
Okay.
But I got a size in mind, and really I can't tell you exactly what we're going to do until we throw it up in the air.
Yeah, but that's the best part about customs. I know you guys don't always do customs, so for one, thank you. What's the special occasion?
Well, we do custom on especially high-profile vehicles, and with this being a fresh off-the-line car, I would really love to dig into it.
Awesome.
So getting the opportunity to do something like this is really just opening my eyes and being really excited to seeing what's going on with it. But yeah, we do everything from American Muscle to trucks to off-road, side-by-sides, you name it, and we'll dabble with it if we see fit.
Okay.
But yeah, we do everything, dude.
And you guys, I'm assuming because we've worked with you guys, get a new car, prototype the kit, and then it goes into production.
Correct. Yeah. So we do dyno numbers. We test stock compared to our kits.
Okay.
And then do drive-by tests, DB testing, and then we finalized with letting the customer use it for a week or so, getting back to us with his feedback.
Yes. Awesome.
And then going on with production with it.
All right. Well, we're excited. I think I've yapped enough. I'll let you get to work.
Yeah.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
As you guys know, Direct Connection makes a ton of Go Fast goodies for all of your Dodge products. And we actually have one in the way of our Dodge Hornet exhaust that came from Direct Connection. That exhaust is pretty perfect, and it's for a stock Hornet, which is why we're in a custom shop. Because when you're building a custom car, you gotta have a custom exhaust.
Look at
I've said this before,
that.
but anytime you get a chance to watch an expert in their field of choice, it's exciting. It was clear that after Will got the Hornet up on the lift, that he knew exactly what to do, and more importantly, what he needed to do it. The first step was removing the entirety of the existing exhaust system, because as the world's first center exit exhaust Hornet, he'd have to start the build from scratch. He began test fitting a host of different mufflers and resonators to make sure the clearance was right. Once that was done, it was then time to start measuring and cutting the pipe that would eventually make its way underneath our Hornet.
When somebody comes in with like a high-end build like this or any custom build, what's the biggest problem you run into out of the gate?
The biggest problem is always routing, especially with a high-end build. You're dealing with a lot of tight clearances. Eyeball is a big role in it. You know, you get a protractor, which you used in geometry class, but a lot of it's eyeball. You got to be able to look up there and figure out where your route's going to be. But you go from there, you get bends that are real close, tack them together. It could be a hack job, but as long as you get the idea of where it's got to be, you'd be golden.
On an exhaust like this, Is this one massive piece of pipe that you just bend up, or are you doing it in sections?
I'll be doing this in sections. It's gonna be in pieces mainly for functionality. Just like all of our other kits, we don't do any welding. It's all sectioned.
Okay.
The beauty of it.
So now, are we going with a larger diameter tubing than what came stock?
The stock is actually a metric size.
Okay.
So we're gonna be going standard 2.5-inch pipe, which is decibels bigger. What we're gonna do here is map out exactly what size pipe we need to get in there, what the route's gonna be.
Okay.
So I got myself one of these Digicalis protractors. We're gonna put a measurement here. And this right here, this is a radius, what they call this, a radius bend. So our radius on the 2.5 is a 4-inch radius. Since this is a 45-degree bend, you take 45 out of 180, you'll get a quarter of it, right? So that'll give us 1 inch extra added length. I put 2 here. I can't erase it, but it's a 1. So you take the straight of this, since we needed to add some extra length into here and change the bend slightly.
Right.
You take the straight of this, which is about 17 inches, add another inch here for the radius. Take your straight here, 4 inches, add another inch here for the radius.
Gotcha.
And then you add 20 big ones on the end of that one. And then that'll give us our pipe that we need to go. And then based off that, we'll be able to throw it up in the car. And if there need to be slight adjustments, we can cut accordingly and kind of muck it around to get it to go in there. But this is the kind of learn it as you go part of it.
No, dude, it sounds good. I like it. Our man Will knocked the center exit exhaust out of the park. As soon as he lowered it down, we looked at the Hornet and we said, yes, that's the way it's supposed to look. Then we cranked it up and it sounded fantastic. Couple of pops, couple of burbles. It really kind of fit the presence of what we're trying to do with this thing. Well, what's next? Well, now it's off to the wrap shop, where we add some more design elements to the Hornet to continue on our path to a swarm of one.